maybe the WWE did make the right call in putting Bayley in that spot for the women's title. Because as far as I'm concerned, one of the best highlights of Raw last night was Bayley couldn't even cut her promo because the crowd wouldn't allow it to happen, but in a good way.
Crowds.
I'll tell you, man, that's what makes WrestleMania so special, and then the Raw after.
Yeah.
Because that crowd is just unbelievable. And, I feel I'm happy for Bayley. I mean, that's really living a moment. It was well done, and she played along with it well. Charlotte played along with it well, also. I'm still unsure of why they've removed Sasha and why it was such a short reign, but, I mean, Bayley is the next best thing. What do you think?
Yeah, no, Bayley is definitely good. I feel like, though, at some point we're going to get the Sasha turn, and we're going to get the Bayley-Sasha feud again, this time on the main roster. I personally would have gone about it a different way, but this is where we're at now, so let's do it.
Yeah, and I have an idea of where this is going to be headed, and we'll get into that a little bit later on in the show. But everyone, welcome to the War Report podcast. Every Tuesday, 7 p.m. We're down a few. Vince will be on. He's currently on his way back from Home Depot, so he will be jumping on shortly. Intern Ryan should be on halfway through. Kat, once again, is having a problem getting on, so I'm sure she's going to keep trying and maybe pop in. You never know if Gimmick Tree's Charlie Armstrong will pop in. We never know. He just pops in because, well, he's Charlie Armstrong, and he can do that, So before we get really into the show, I just wanted to give a quick update on the new tagmeadate.com, Bigger and Better. And boy, is it bigger and better. I have a demo that I've been playing around with. We're almost ready. We're almost done. Within another week or so, we should be ready to go live. It's going to be a brand new alert system, notification system, instant messaging where you can chat during live shows with other wrestling fans, a messaging system that was far superior, interactive locker room for the searching. I mean, just so much great stuff coming. It looks great. It feels great. We're very excited. We got an Android app coming. We have an Apple app coming. So the sky's the limit. Well, we're on a roll. In fact, Eric, you got a chance to get a sneak peek at what's brewing and what's coming. What are your thoughts?
Absolutely. It's exciting. Changes long overdue, but we're doing it. We did it. It works better. It looks better, aesthetically pleasing. Many more things to do on the site. A lot of links and a lot of stuff to look forward to.
Yeah, very excited, and it's just a matter of time. I mean, we're days away, so it's very exciting, and I don't want to bore you with all the back stuff, but follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram for more updates. You're gonna wake up one morning and you're going to go check it out. It's going to be the new tagmeadate.com. And if you ever have been on the site, you weren't happy with it, come back, give it another shot. I promise you it's going to be a world of difference. We're very excited, and it's what the wrestling fans deserve, and that's why we did it in the first place, and it is going to remain free, completely free. That may change. But for right now, it's going to be completely free, so we're really excited, and we're giving it to all the wrestling fans. And you could also check us out live at WrestleCade. That's coming up Thanksgiving weekend. Eric will be representing tagmeadate.com, and we'll be there with a table. And I'm pretty confident that you're going to get to play around with the new site at WrestleCade. So very exciting. And you get to meet Eric and some of the crew. We're going to have shirts and all types of great stuff there. But this is a wrestling podcast, and I think we should get right back down to the wrestling. You want to start with Raw?
Yeah, I was going to say another part of Raw that I loved was the New Day last night.
New Day was hilarious.
Was Fantastic. And a good way to get the teams motivated for Survivor Series.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kill two birds, Not that I
whole
condone bird killing.
The whole R-Truth Goldust thing was funny with the timeshare, which that was funny.
For Jimmy Buffett.
I mean, I got to say there were actually I was actually entertained all through Raw. I thought it was broken up well. The matches were good, or they kept my interest anyway. The main event was good. So all the way through, I was pretty happy with it. The promos were good. Jericho is still a home run every week. The list is more over than I think John Cena at this point. So it's just amazing. But I mean, that whole dynamic's good. And then of course, in the finish of the main event where Owens, falls on Jericho for the pin, obviously that is going to this is going to speed up the whole end of the best friendship.
Let me ask you this, because it's inevitable that relationship is coming to an end. However, which one of the two do you see as turning face? I would think probably Jericho.
I got to go with you on that one and say Jericho. I mean,
just the way it's been booked and the way and because the list is so freaking over.
It's not that I can't see. It's not that I can't see Owens back as a face. He's good either way. But you're right. I think the way this is played out, it's geared for Jericho. And I think if they're thinking merch and everything else, there's a whole new line of merch as a face that they can do for Jericho with the list and stuff like that. So I think that's the way they're going to go for sure.
Oh, man, I just had a thought. Jericho and Rollins against Owens and Triple H in a tag match.
Could be interesting.
Right?
Could be interesting.
And
could be interesting.
they Goldberg or Brock I don't think either were on last night, but
so neither one were on, but they did those packages. And man, I gotta tell you, dude, the fucking the production team in the WWE.
They're tremendous. It's amazing.
They're incredible. What they can do. When they do those packages, I'm always blown away. And I have to say this too, and credit to Justin LaBar from CSR. He had mentioned this in a tweet during Raw, and it's so true. Brock needs to only cut promos in packages because his promos are so much better in a package pre-tape than they are live in the ring. And that's why you keep Heyman around to do the mouthpiece live. But those pre-packaged segments with him are awesome.
Yeah, the Brock, by himself talking, like even with Heyman, like live is not. There's just something missing, and unless he says something like, "I don't give a shit about your kids," something funny like that. But one of the funniest backstage moments I remember was when it was during the whole CM Punk feud, and they're in the back cutting a promo, and Brock was so mad he goes, "Paul, say something stupid."
I want to go back for a minute to the women, and I've been thinking about it. Like what's long term for Sasha at this point? Where you don't give her a proper run and this and that, and this can go with or without your theory on a heel turn. It would work either way. And I agree. I think ultimately it's going to turn into a heel situation for Sasha. But my thinking is Charlotte holds the title until Rumble. Bayley wins the title at Rumble. And then it winds up being a triple threat again for the women's title. And it's going to be Sasha, Bayley, Charlotte. And that's when I think Sasha walks out and has her Mania moment, has a run with the title. But and that's also giving Bayley a pretty short run, but I feel like that's kind of what they've been doing anyway.
Yeah. Well, because with the run up to Mania, you have it a triple threat, so all three women are involved. And then you can kind of, after Mania, you can kind of get Charlotte out of there for a little bit and go into the Bailey Sasha one-on-one, for the summer.
Ryan makes a good point. Intern is chiming in on Messenger, and he's thinking maybe Sasha turns on Bailey night after Mania where Bailey beats Charlotte. See, now that's very possible too, and that would be a huge way to start the new year, so to speak, for Sasha.
That's
not a bad idea.
I think,
but then the question would be, and we'll have to talk to Ryan more about this when he gets on. But what then do you do with Sasha leading up to, Mania? If she's going to be out of that picture, who do you then feud Sasha with?
Right.
And if Ryan, if you're thinking Dana Brooke, do not even come on. I'm throwing it out there now. Let me tell you something. I almost lost my shit when Charlotte announced as the last member Dana Brooke, and so Sasha was not. I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. I said, this can't be. And then, of course, Michael Cole said, well, that's not true. The real last member is Sasha. But I would have been really pissed if Dana Brooke got that last slot. But what do you do with Sasha? If you take her out of the picture with Charlotte and Bailey, what do you do with her? Nia Jax?
I guess a returning Emma, possibly. Paige, if she's back from injury by then, or in good graces.
I don't know, dude. I mean, she had neck surgery, so she's going to be out a while. She's probably going to be gone way after Mania.
I guess
I don't know.
Jax, unless they bring Asuka up by then.
All right, well, that's true. You could do that. I don't know. I feel like we're running out of women because of the brand split. That's part of the problem.
I really feel like, and this is just me, but I would have preferred, like, in the entire tag division on one show and the entire women's division on the other show.
You know what? That's actually not a bad call. I actually agree with you for a change. I do. I think that would have been a much better call because then you have so many more options. The women are just thin. You know what I mean? There's not enough of them. And not to mention there's some we're not using, that are just sitting in the back. So
it can be argued that that SmackDown is handling their women's division just as good, if not better, than Raw.
Yeah, I don't know.
What I mean by that is, for Raw, you really only have just Charlotte, Bailey, Sasha. That's all you're focusing on, and you're not really doing anything with anybody.
Well, no, that's not fair because they have been giving weekly TV time to Nia Jax. They're building her up.
Well, now they're slowly, they're getting to that. Emma's going to be a nice addition back to the roster, but I don't really understand the gimmick change at all. But whatever.
I don't think anybody really truly understands the gimmick change. It makes no sense to me at all.
Because that heel turn and going back to NXT did wonders for her.
Yeah. Well, and that's just it too. Now with this gimmick change, is she now face or
doubtful?
Is that going to be dictated by how the crowd reacts when she returns?
I guess it depends. Yeah, I mean they might shit on it.
Well, you know what though? They may and they may not. At the end of the day, she's hot. So people aren't going to really give a shit either way. And the thing is, too, it's not like Eva Marie hot where Eva Marie can't wrestle. Emma can wrestle.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, damn. Good for Zack Ryder, man.
Son of a bitch.
That's a nice piece right there.
I also, to jump over to a rumor mill, there was a rumor earlier in the week that Dana Brooke actually has a massive amount of heat backstage with the other women. And the rumor is that she's sleeping around with a lot of the executives to get more TV time. But I thought she was in a relationship with Dolph Ziggler.
There's some... I don't know. I mean, like a lot of people don't understand that. Like I know you yourself, because like for Dana Brooke is not, definitely not your cup of tea for one thing. Uh, but you
She
got
just doesn't shut up.
she does not, but you got like fucking Aiden English is now married or engaged to Shaul Guerrero.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that.
Yep. There's some other ones I can't think of it, but everyone knows Big Cass and Carmella. That makes sense.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, not to shift gears, but I was reading something interesting about famous tag teams that actually hated each other.
I read the same thing today.
Did you notice Demolition on there?
Yeah,
Access tag?
that's
I was
surprising.
shocked. I mean, considering how long of a run they had, I mean, how do you have such a successful long run and hate the person that you're doing it with? That's mind blowing to me. No, there were quite a few in there that I was surprised about. Heidenreich and Animal. Not that I'm surprised, but that was on there.
The ones that I was not surprised on was Paul Roma with not just Arn Anderson but everybody.
Right.
The Tom Zank thing, because he felt a little slighted by Martel making more money, but Martel was a bigger name at that point in time.
Right.
Martel had just
he was
ended
just
an
transitioning to the
AWA
model.
World Title run.
Right.
And he had been in WWE already. The Demolition thing. And here's the thing. Look, I love the Road Warriors, and Road Warriors are probably one of, if not the best tag team ever. And I understand that a lot of people are like, oh, Demolition were copycats. But you know what? Doesn't change the fact that Demolition were fucking badass.
They were awesome. They were awesome. I was a very big Demolition fan.
They were so awesome that's why they had to do that double turn with the Powers of Pain that year, because Demolition were so over.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so back to Raw. So Shane and Daniel Bryan have been invited to Raw next week.
That's going to be interesting.
It's going to be very interesting. So we're going to have a nice little showdown with all the higher-ups. And we're getting a face-to-face confrontation with Brock and Goldberg.
You know, I have to say now the Hell in a Cell is in the rear view. They're really, in my opinion, doing a great job at promoting Survivor Series, and I didn't think they would.
Well, I mean, it's kind of, they're doing all the right things here. I mean, you and I talk about this every year and how pissed we are that they don't do enough of the traditional Survivor Series matches. I mean, that's what we grew up with. Survivor Series were all the 5-on-5 teams captained by Hogan and Warrior and DiBiase and whatever. And it was always great. And then they kind of went away with that. And this year, we're getting a bunch of them. And then we're getting the rematch, 12 years in the making, Goldberg versus Brock. Now, I want to ask you about this match. Who goes over? I'm thinking Goldberg has to go over, but then how does Brock lose twice to Goldberg?
That's a tough one, because it all depends on if this is Goldberg, like that's it for Goldberg. You know what I mean? If that's it for him, then maybe he does go over. But if it's not, at the same time, it's his first match back. So how do you have
It's his first match back. It's going to be the first time his kid gets to see him wrestle. It's going to be the first time his wife gets to see him wrestle and be Goldberg. You know what I mean? So it's like, do you have the guy lose?
Let me pose this question. Do you think it would taint a Goldberg victory if someone kind of like Well, no, I guess it doesn't make sense for someone to help Goldberg beat Brock unless Brock had a beef with somebody. But Orton's moved on to the whole Wyatt thing, so I don't know.
It's really a tough one. There's so many what ifs, but then I think about, well, look what they did to Sting. Sting didn't win his first match back. He lost to Triple H.
Albeit to interference, but still, he lost.
Right.
It's a really tough one.
Does Hogan come back as NWO Hollywood and stab him with the taser? Isn't that how he lost? It was Scott Hall, but that was how he lost his first match. Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of questions there. I would love to see Goldberg go over.
Or do you have Goldberg lose only by interference, and then it sets up a Goldberg program with somebody else, maybe for Mania?
Well, but who would that be? Who would? I mean, you know what I'm saying? You can't have Rollins do it because Rollins is now a face. I mean, Kevin Owens would be interesting, but then you're putting Goldberg in a title situation.
Do you do the long-awaited Cena turn on Goldberg? Would that elicit a response? I mean, that's a tough one. I don't know.
That's actually interesting. Imagine John Cena Goldberg Mania.
I could get behind that.
I would get behind that. And then that gets the whole Undertaker John Cena shit away from Mania and let Undertaker work with somebody else. Ryan thinks there's too much built into Brock for him to lose, but I say the exact same about Goldberg.
That's why it's so tough. And you know what, though? That's what makes it so much more interesting and fun about this match. That we don't know.
Because it could go either way.
I don't
know.
I yesterday I didn't realize that Raw was overseas, therefore it would be taped early, and I ended up spoiling myself on a couple of things, and I was pissed because I feel like I would have enjoyed everything even more if I saw it organically take place, Yeah.
Yeah, I always forget about that too. But that's why I don't read.
I go to WrestleZone or whatever to find to read some wrestling stuff, and then I was like, oh damn it, they're overseas. I forgot. But I'll tell you, Glasgow, Scotland is a great place, and tonight they're doing the Becky Lynch Alexa Bliss SmackDown Women's Title match.
So now, does Becky Lynch lose because what's-his-face doesn't like her accent? Like, is that really going to fucking happen right now?
Is that the case? Is it Vince doesn't like the accent? Is that
apparently it's not Vince? I think it's.
Let me guess, Kevin Dunn.
Yeah, and it's Dunn. I think that's what I heard. Dunn doesn't like her accent. So what? That means you take the fucking title from her? Are you fucking serious right now?
Alexa's not ready for it.
No.
She's improved a lot, but she's not ready for it. I'm sorry. Kevin Dunn is one of those fucking yes men in Vince's ear that needs to go.
A lot of people have said that for quite a while. I can't say I disagree.
But Becky is so over organically with everybody, and I think it's adorable, her accent, and I think she's beautiful.
Why do we find it annoying on Becky Lynch but not Sheamus? I mean, that's a little double standard, don't you think?
I was gonna say, yeah.
I don't know. Some things just
don't make sense. I think it's sexy.
I mean, I just don't understand how that would justify having somebody drop.
What does that have anything to do with? She's over with the crowd. She's a great wrestler. what more do you need? You know, I think she's funny, like those puns. She's very Mick Foley in the way she has her puns. You know,
I agree with that.
and I appreciate that. You know, because I'm like the king of bad jokes. You know, so I like that kind of stuff. But she's been wrestling for such a long time. You know, in her life.
Yeah. No, she deserves a good run. You know. But also, I think Sasha deserved a good run, and I still can't believe she dropped the title already.
My original thought was that she was gonna win it as a face and then turn heel while she's champion, and then get into the thing with Bayley. But you know, we'll see. You know, I guess time.
You know,
will
you
tell.
got to remember something too. They may not want to turn Sasha. She is so over. She's probably selling a shit ton of merch. And then you're going to have another Cena type situation where they don't want to turn somebody because they don't want to lose the revenue in the merchandise.
Yeah. And you know, and I understand that with Cena, and the only one who was.
I'm not trying to compare Sasha to Cena. I'm just using it as an example.
Going back to the Cena thing though, like, and I understand that. I get that, where they didn't want to turn him because he sells so much merch. The only time they were remotely close to having somebody competing as far as, and I'm not even talking about CM Punk, I'm talking about Jeff Hardy right before he left. Jeff Hardy was on that level almost, and Hardy could have been that guy to replace Cena as the top face while Cena becomes heel. And let me just point this out too. When the NWO came along and Hogan turned, they sold just as much NWO merchandise as they did Hulkamania shit.
Well, now hold on a second though. That was also that had a lot to do with the way they wrote everything out in WCW. The writing at that time and the concept to have the NWO cut their own commercials as if they were not a part of WCW. You know, they made a lot of right decisions to sell NWO bad guy, you know, heel merchandise because NWO became cool to like, and then that's what sold their shit. You know what I mean? So that's a tough comparison in my opinion. Because the situation was just perfect. The whole concept of the NWO coming in the way they did to make it look like, you know, that it was, I mean, there were a lot of times we thought shit was real. You know, that you could really not know. In the back of your head, you sat there and questioned some things. You know what I mean? And that's what just made it exciting.
I don't necessarily want to compare, but I'm just saying I feel like they can still sell a bunch of Cena merch as a heel too.
No, I agree, but they're more concerned about the kids because the kids are the ones that buy most of his merch. So, you know, sometimes the kids may not necessarily, you know, it's like all the people that chant Cena sucks right now, he turns heel, and they're gonna fucking love him. You know what I mean?
So it's almost at this point not even worth it because he's still a heel to a bunch of people anyway.
Without being a heel, yeah.
But you don't have like Punk's gone, Bryan's retired. You don't have that guy on that level. And Cena's, let's be honest, Cena's still the man around here.
He's still the face that runs the place, that's for sure. But
that makes a good point. Cena won't sell like Hogan did as a heel.
And I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. I think she's right. You know, I mean, that's the other thing too. It was Hogan. I mean, this was the biggest turn. This was the turn her around the world. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, this devastated every Hulkamaniac out. You never in a million years expected Hogan to turn heel.
And it was a gamble too, because it could have gone the other way.
Gamble. It revived his career.
Yeah, it really did for quite a while. You know, yeah. I mean, shit. I'll look. I was getting tired of Hogan and all the shit, and especially the way they portrayed him in WCW and the whole Dungeon of Doom bullshit, and you know, and I loved it when they turned him. And I mean, because you didn't expect it was amazing. But it could have
was just,
gone.
and it was so well done. It was
It also could have gone horribly wrong as well.
well, yeah, absolutely. It could have been the end of Hogan for sure, But Hogan did it the right way. Hall and Nash did it the right way. Bischoff. I mean, everything about it was great. Everything was great with the NWO period until it got to the point where the whole fucking roster was a part of the NWO. It really started to go down when they had NWO Black and White. And,
they overdid
it. They overdid it. It was overkill. It's but well, man, what a great time to be a wrestling fan. And I just, there's nothing they'll ever be able to do to recreate it. I mean, it sure as fuck, it ain't going to be TNA. That's for sure.
And
I mean, TNA, this has got to be the end.
Hall and Nash, too, were to their credit, first of all, they were geniuses by themselves, just by the things that they did. But another thing that helped them was something inadvertently, where WWE created the fake Razor and fake Diesel, and ended up having WCW question Hall and Nash of whether they were staying, and it gave them even better contracts for WCW.
Yeah, they played them so, with the amount of control that they had creatively. I mean, that was also the biggest issue, in WCW was, as they say, they let the talent run the asylum, and a lot of the guys.
Nash had the book. Hogan had creative control. There was a lot of stuff going on, and Bischoff was like, whatever. Let's just.
Well, because listen, at that time they were killing WWE. Then you had Goldberg come in, and Goldberg tore shit up, and he was a big reason why WWE lost, a lot in the ratings to WCW. Oh, it was such a good time to be a fan.
What else can we talk about as far as what went down on Raw last night that's integral to whether it be to Survivor Series or upcoming storylines?
Well, I think I think this Raw was really just a good setup show to get everybody amped for Survivor Series. Getting all the teams put together, having them all come out. And that's really what it was mostly about. Sami Zayn getting the win. And now facing Ziggler for the IC Championship at Survivor Series. I mean, you talk about a match that should steal the show. That's your match.
Oh, absolutely. Now, I don't think Zayn's winning. However, if he does that mean that he goes to SmackDown, or the IC title comes to Raw?
Well, Stephanie kept saying you bring that, whoever it is going to bring that title back to Raw. So that would make me think that the title goes to whichever show that person wins.
You know what? I also had this theory about how someone attacks Sammy backstage before the match and he can't compete, and it ends up being The Miz who traded to Raw just so he could get that title shot.
That would be hilarious. That would be hilarious.
On the other hand, I don't think they need to do the any more Miz Ziggler stuff. But they do seem to be teasing like Daniel Bryan getting back into the ring.
Well, they've been teasing that, in my opinion, for a while. And I've heard rumblings one way or another. The truth of the matter is we'll never know until it happens, because as far as we know, WWE themselves did not clear him to get back in the ring.
Yeah.
So I don't see how that all of a sudden changes. But
Kat brought up the New Day segment again, and I agree. I'm sorry, like if you're in Scotland and you do the whole Braveheart thing, you're gonna get a big ovation for that.
But everything about it, I mean, even naming the bagpipes and
Agnes,
and
the Scottish cousin of Francesca.
And then the interaction with Enzo and Cass, and Enzo was on fire. Especially doing all his dancing and shit in front of everybody. I mean, it was probably the most entertaining segment of the entire show. But those are two teams, New Day and Enzo and Cass, for example. Those are two that no matter what it is, they say the same shit every week and it never gets old. I laugh every time as if it was the first time I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
It's just fantastic. They're hilarious.
It's a tough one because it seems like who is going to take the belts from New Day? Like I don't know.
Everything about it, dude. They have a fucking cereal, bro. You know what I mean?
Like, they make sure you ain't
booty. They're a team I hope never breaks up. And obviously it's wrestling. That's not going to happen. But I would love for them to always stay together because
I can see them having longevity as a team.
Yeah,
they can always turn heel again. I don't know if people would accept it necessarily, but I don't know. I think they can.
Listen, they were brought out originally as heel, and the crowd is who turned them face because they just got behind everything they were saying. That was a call from the WWE that they got, from the crowd that they got right.
And conversely, I feel like people want to cheer for Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family. I feel like there's opportunity at some point to turn them face, but this whole Orton thing is weird.
Yeah. So listen, I'm a little behind on SmackDown. Talk to me about what's been going on with the Wyatt Orton deal because I haven't seen it, and I know that he's quote unquote joined the Wyatts, and I in my opinion, from not even seeing any of it and just hearing about it, my feeling is they're redoing the Daniel Bryan deal.
It does feel that way.
And that Orton is going to take out the Wyatts from the inside out. And that he's just kind of playing that he's a part of them, or does it appear that he really is a Wyatt now?
I don't know. I mean, it definitely is very similar, if not identical, to the Daniel Bryan thing. He had a whole if you can't beat him, join him type of thing, revelation. But I don't know. I feel like it can go either way. Like I don't necessarily think it's bad and or good for Orton to be a full-fledged member, but I mean, what do you do? Do you have him start sprouting a big ass beard eventually, or because Orton's one of those guys that's on this certain level that I don't know. I just don't see it ending well for Bray Wyatt, which because nothing does.
Well, that's sad but true. I mean, Wyatt. No, I mean they just can't. He should be the easiest guy to promote and push. I just don't.
It's
unless he's pissing somebody off in the back that we just aren't hearing about. I just don't understand why he hasn't already been.
No, only his brother does that.
Right.
And that's something I don't understand. These recent Bo Dallas squashes, I don't get it.
It makes no fucking sense.
I'm sorry, he has never once entertained me. Okay, I fucking hate Bo Dallas.
I mean, I think he's kind of funny, but I don't know. He doesn't really do anything for me, but I don't hate him. I mean, there's some guys that I can't stand. He's not one of them. It is what it is. The whole Bo leave, it was amusing. But the whole squashing thing, that makes no fucking sense to me. And so what the fuck are they doing with this Ellsworth character?
I don't know. I don't mind it that much. It doesn't really bother me that much to have him involved with this shit, but I'm almost waiting for like an Ambrose AJ double turn at some point with Ellsworth being the guy that makes it happen. Like, you know, I don't know, but I definitely see a double turn. I can see one.
I'd be okay with it.
Because
I don't have no problem with that.
as good of a job he does as a heel, in my opinion, AJ was a better face.
Why?
I don't. You know what it is? AJ is a better heel when he's with a group. You know, when he's with the Bullet Club or something like that. You know, but AJ by himself, he's just. I think he's a natural good guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always,
at least in TNA, he was.
Yeah, I've always been able to see AJ as one of those guys that can do it either way. I find him entertaining regardless. You know, I don't know that I agree that he's a better face or that he's a better heel. I think he's great no matter what he does. You know, he's just one of those guys. He really is, though. He is the phenomenal one. I'm a big mark for AJ.
Let's just think about this for a second. AJ Styles is the WWE World Champion. How awesome is that?
When did we ever think we'd be able to hear those words?
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing to me. You know?
And it just brings joy to my heart, you know? Like, what an incredible year AJ Styles has had.
Yeah.
Makes an excellent surprise showing at the Royal Rumble. Pretty good feud with Jericho. Eventually gets, you know, good world title matches against Reigns. Brought out some good matches with Reigns. And then eventually gets the title from Ambrose. I mean, that's like, what more can you ask for?
Yeah. What are we going to do about Reigns?
Oh my God, that's.
I mean, why are we not pulling the full heel turn? I don't understand what we're waiting for. This is a guy you don't have to worry about in merch and all that shit. So what's the holdup?
One thing that always bothered me is that he's still holding on to that Shield shit. You know?
Yeah.
It's still
Hey guys.
Hey, Vinny.
What is up?
What's up, bro?
Very, very patriotic today.
Or is it? I voted.
That says
we know that you have voted. There was no doubt in my mind.
Oh, you guys don't even know.
Voting.
I have red, white, and blue shoes on.
You're hilarious.
I had,
bro.
Just in case people forgot. I don't know, but so I apologize for being late, but it's totally worth it because as long as it doesn't crash onto my head and I die live on YouTube, I have a new curtain system up where instead of I had two big tripods basically with a rod over the top previously. Now I have a curtain, like an actual curtain that goes on a track, but the track is precariously screwed into my ceiling, and I don't trust my own handiwork. So I don't know if I'm going to use duct tape or super glue or Gorilla. I'm going to use something to make sure that shit doesn't fall. Maybe that putty, super putty, whatever, mighty putty. That would do it. Yes. All right. So I will definitely invest in some mighty putty because some of that drywall or the popcorn ceiling looks mighty crumbly as I was drilling into that. So again, if I die live on YouTube, and I haven't even installed these yet because I'm sure I'm going to die. I have 16 feet of LED strip lighting because I have this big tripod over here with a fucking big light on it. I want to try and put the LED lighting over the top of me, and it secures up with like 3M strips. That's going to be like, I'm going to have to take a weekend to do that.
Vince is going legit.
I'm trying, man. I want it to look like, I feel like the purple looks better than just the gray thing, right?
Oh, it looks great.
I feel me. I don't know. The purple just called out to me.
Reminds me of the Cruiserweight title.
Yes, and I could, if I have the purple lights when we talk about the cruiser, the lights have a remote so you can change color. So I will change the purple when we talk about the cruiserweights. Then I'll change the red when we talk about Raw, and blue when we talk about SmackDown. Then I'll change the brown when we talk about TNA. Hey-o!
What can brown do for you?
All right, so what are we talking about? What do we got tonight?
Well, we pretty much we went through Raw. We talked some Goldberg Brock. We talked what the fuck to do with Reigns. Pretty much we pretty much went through. But let's get you in on this one. So we were talking about Brock Goldberg.
Brock Goldberg, okay.
Who the fuck goes over? I mean, in my opinion, and it's like, in my opinion. But see, now, this is, if you go back when Sting was coming out for the first time, you'll hear me say the same thing. And that is, how the fuck, after 12 years, does Goldberg not win? First time his son's going to see him. First time his wife's going to see him. How does he not go over? On the other hand, how does Brock lose twice to Goldberg?
Okay, you've brought up both the salient points of this argument. And
talk to me, Goose.
Traditional logic would say that Brock Lesnar gets his win back. I am still 12 years old watching Goldberg spear people and want to see him win this fucking match. So they've accomplished it because this guy's been away for so long. Because you know what would have happened if he was in WWE for the last 12 years? He would have been U.S. champion like 8 times. He would have won the King of the Ring or something like that. He would have been in some wacky tag team with Kane, or R-Truth, and they would have been or
R-Truth and Goldberg.
He would have been the Goldenberg Truth, you know what I mean, or whatever. He would be with those guys. So fondness makes the heart, or what is it? Time makes the heart grow fonder, whatever it is. There's that expression where the longer you wait for something, the more you want it to happen. So, I mean, I'm jacked to see Goldberg wrestle. I want to see him win, but when it comes down to it, I think if the decision is this is Goldberg's last match, period, he loses. If there is any question that he's going to come back for the Royal Rumble, for WrestleMania, for both, for let's say he does the big 4. So he does this one, Survivor Series, and then he does Rumble, Mania, SummerSlam. Does he have 3 matches in him? I don't know. Does he have 2? Probably. Does he have 1? Well, you goddamn hope so. But 2, if it's 2 or more, I think Goldberg goes over the first time. And you might even see a fucking, as much as I'd hate to see it, you might see an Undertaker. Not a low blow, but you know what I mean? Some weird circumstance where the Undertaker got a low blow on the fucking guy, on Brock. So I'm expecting just fucking suplexes and whatever. Goldberg makes a comeback, looks like he's going to win, and then it's over. F5. But if there's more, and the fans want more, because that's really what they want out of Brock Lesnar in this whole situation is more, then maybe we defy the expectation, we change it up a little bit. And we let Goldberg win.
I'll tell you what I would like to see. John Cena Goldberg at WrestleMania.
John Cena Goldberg.
I would rather see John Cena Goldberg at Mania than what I think is going to be Brock John Cena. I would rather, or I'm sorry, no, I take that back. It was going to be Undertaker John Cena. That's what I've been hearing. I would rather see Goldberg John Cena at Mania.
I get it. Then Goldberg, see, this is a weird game of rock, paper, scissors we're playing because Brock Lesnar has John Cena's number. So if Goldberg beats Brock, then theoretically Goldberg should beat John Cena. But then if John Cena beats Goldberg, that means that him and Brock Lesnar are even again and they go at it one more time.
Well, again, that also goes to, is WWE looking to keep him around, and is Goldberg looking to stay around?
Right.
Because everything we've been hearing up until now is that this deal is a one-time deal.
And that's everything I've heard as well, but I'd like to – I like the X-Files. You want to believe.
Dude, you can't tell me he's not like in all his glory right now. You can't tell me he doesn't get the goosebumps when he hears that crowd.
I was so happy. You don't know how happy I was watching that entrance, and everybody clapped, and everybody backstage clapped, and he walked to the ring.
Yeah.
And the crowd was chanting Goldberg and the pyro, and he breathed in the smoke and the kick and the everything. It was beautiful.
Dude, I woke up my whole house.
So if they can continually recreate that magic,
and also the way that he took it all in and just was completely humbled by it. Like
he wasn't expecting that reaction.
No, not at all. That's the thing. He wasn't.
That was a beautiful thing to see.
Like when he grabbed the mic and he was like, "It's been 12 years. You didn't forget." Like,
yeah, that was the thing that kind of, I guess, maybe took him by surprise, was you didn't forget. It's like, no, man, wrestling fans tends to have a short memory, but
not when you're dealing with a guy like Goldberg.
Not with Goldberg, man.
Or a Steve Austin, or a Ric Flair, or a Shawn Michaels. Those are guys, no matter how long it's, we can never even hear your name. You'll never forget Hulk Hogan. You're never going to forget these names, and Goldberg gets to be, in my opinion, he gets to be in that stable of legends, because what he did in WCW,
oh yeah.
I mean, you're talking the first ever undefeated heavyweight champion who beat Hogan first time out.
And a Jew.
Clean. And a Jew. I've seen his barbecue pictures.
That's the most amazing part about it. He did all of
Goldberg
this.
The first Jewish world champion?
I don't know. I don't know about that.
It wasn't Harley Racenberg? Harley Racenstein?
Harley Racenberg.
Hackenschmidt. No, that's German. Do I look green? Is that me, or do I look green?
You look green.
Okay.
You have a green.
I'm gonna change cameras and see if I look less green.
Like Vince when he's angry.
That one is not green, right?
You are not green.
Excellent.
You're very red, white, and blue.
All right. Yeah, so I would love if Goldberg went over. That's easy question for me, but are they actually going to do it?
Listen, it's the WWE. Who the fuck knows? They took the belt from Sasha. So.
Good point.
Oh man, that whole thing. I tried to watch Raw, guys. I really did. I had Raw on, and I was on my laptop, and I couldn't tell you a single. Like, I know there was like a 5-pack, 5-man something. I just couldn't.
The New Day was hilarious.
Oh, the New Day coming out. Okay, I saw that. That was pretty funny.
Did you see Bailey with the crowd?
That was great, and some people.
We actually opened the show tonight with the crowd chanting "Hey Bailey."
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I think all of those moments were great, and I think Scotland was hot for it. Scotland was ready for.
They were
something.
great.
They were ready for something big to happen.
That was one of the best crowds I've seen. I love it.
Yeah, no, I agree. Okay, sorry, I'm testing something out here. I'm back.
Go for it.
I was testing some crap.
What beyond so we talked about the 3 big Survivor Series tag team style matches. We got Brock Goldberg, we got Sammy going up against Miz. Is that it, or do they add anything else?
No. It's Sammy is facing Dolph Ziggler for the title. Which, in my opinion, that match should steal the whole show.
But is there anything else? Like, are they going to add anything, or is there going to be a cruiserweight match or something?
I'm sure.
They'll add shit to the pre-show. I almost wouldn't mind if they just threw a bunch of jobbers together for a 10-man, Survivor Series elimination match.
The old school, yeah.
Why not? Because my favorite part, and this is the way they're doing Survivor Series is SmackDown versus Raw, which is great, and that's fine. But what I loved about Survivor Series in the old days, where the teams made sense, the opponents made sense for the most part. They had names, they had team captains. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that the old school Survivor Series, the way they used to do that was fantastic. And then Vince McMahon would scream everybody's name.
Like you got like one of the best teams, in my opinion, was Hogan, Jake, and Demolition.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic team right there.
Mine was the Warriors.
Yeah.
Because it was
Yes.
all of the fucking Warriors. It was the Ultimate Warrior, the Road Warriors, and then the fucking
modern
modern
day
day Warrior, Kerry Von Erich, the Texas
Love
Tornado.
That's another great team too.
Those guys, if that was nowadays, that would be the Shield, and they would kill everybody.
That's true.
Oh, that would be the best Shield ever, wouldn't it? The Ultimate Warrior as like the heavyweight champion, and your tag team champions LOD, and then like Intercontinental champion Kerry Von Erich, and they just beat up on the New Day, they beat up on the Wyatts, they beat up on everybody.
Everybody.
Everybody
Everybody.
in the club getting tips. Everybody in the club getting tips. Yeah.
But but tradition lives, and we have 3 traditional Survivor Series matches, and I'm excited.
Yeah, because usually there's only what, like one?
1 or 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, when was the last time you had like fucking a 20-man tag team one, like the first 2 Survivor Series matches where they events where they had like the famous Demolition Powers of Pain.
Everybody was
double
around the
circle.
ring.
Look at that 88 roster of tag teams that they had. Holy shit. It's a who's who of tag teams.
The fact that they had to, they had that ability to do that just shows how deep their roster was. And not that saying their roster is not deep nowadays, but it, you say it's a who's who back in '88, and it's like a who's that of 2016. You have like, is that which vaudevillain is that? Is that and is it Blake or Murphy? Wait, which one?
They're kind of interchangeable.
And then
There's
what was
that
the other?
vaudevillain,
Which one's
that's it.
Dash? Which one's Dawson?
Yeah, they changed
You have
that.
to, you have to keep track of the mustache. That's what I found. It's whoever one guy doesn't have the middle part, and then the other guy does.
Ah.
I think that's the only way I can tell them apart is by who has the different mustache.
Dawson does not have the middle part.
There you go. He has like the short hair and then the.
And I know that
the
because
other
I
guys are
watch
little.
NXT religiously.
There you go. I have to get back into watching NXT, especially since
I hear you.
one of the commercials that they played yesterday as I was cooking, I almost dropped all of my utensils because they played Dusty's theme, and I got all excited. And nope, it was an advertisement for the Dusty Tag Team Classic. But I was still excited because it's the Tag Team Classic, and I'm a sucker for a tournament like that.
And I'm going to Takeover in Toronto in 2 weeks.
Oh, you're going to Toronto?
I'm going to Toronto.
That's awesome. Wow, that's really fucking good, dude.
Good for you.
I got 2 tickets, and I'm going with my cousin for under 100.
2 tickets to paradise, man.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait for the Mickey James return.
That, yeah. Would you have been more excited if it was Trish or no?
That's a hard call.
I get it.
I'd be happy either way.
Yeah, I think there's not a wrong answer because I mean you.
Yeah, they're both
There's,
right.
there's no loser in this situation. You know?
We
Yeah.
win either way.
Yeah, and I think if you look at it,
Mickey James.
Look
seems
at
to
it this
fit
way.
more with Asuka than Trish.
that's true. And if if we look at it in the very fatalistic way, we could say that Mickey James or Trish Stratus was always going to be pregnant on this timeline at the time of the NXT show. So she was always fated to be pregnant. So the match was never going to happen. We can look at it that way and be like, okay, fate decided for us that it was Mickey James over Trish Stratus and take the choice out of our hands. If you want to take that opinion, but I think you're right because Mickey's still wrestling, whereas Trish would have to, probably take a couple months and work out first.
True.
And that's not a bad thing. You would want her to go and work out first.
Yeah, you don't want to throw her in with Asuka and get her head kicked off. Legitimately.
Oh my God, could you? Oh, that would be so bad. Trish Stratus is so pretty, and then she'd be so ugly.
Man,
That is a hell of a,
Oh,
they should call that the haluva kick, because that's a hell of a kick.
yeah.
Man, that Trish Mickey James feud 10 years ago was oh man, it was just a thing of beauty.
Now,
The whole
which
thing.
match? Who had the first women's main event on Raw? Was it Lita and?
That was Trish and
Lita and
Lita.
Trish.
It was Trish and Lita. Okay, and then
It was
Mickey.
a cage match.
Yeah, and then Mickey. Who did Mickey wrestle in her last WWE match? Was it Lita?
Her last
I think so.
Or
Mickey
was it?
James? She stuck around for the Smackdown division.
That's
when,
right. I blocked that out.
It's a very good memory to block out the whole Piggy James.
Oh, I'm so ashamed of everyone.
That was disgusting.
It's a great thing to just leave alone.
That really just drops any interest. I'm so pissed whenever somebody brings that up. I just because she wasn't fat. Like if she was fat, I would have no problem with you calling a fat wrestler fat. At least you're calling a fat person fat. You're calling a skinny person fat, or an average sized person, because you know what?
She was beautiful.
She was
What, the whole
athletic.
Piggy James thing?
Yeah.
It was.
I hated that shit.
It was in very poor taste.
It was
Awful.
cringeworthy.
Yeah.
It was as bad as Vince going inside JR's ass.
Oh God, that's up there as bad.
Oh God.
I don't know how Vince thought that was going to be a thing. Like, did he think it was going to catch on? Was he going to be doing Dr. Heine segments or whatever it was called for the rest of the, are we still going to be doing 2016? And it'll be like, what's coming out of my ass? Sponsored by Skittles, juicy, fruity, juicy, Skittles in my ass. Sorry. That's, I got carried away. You guys.
I don't get how JR put up with that shit.
There's a lot. Oh, man.
I don't know.
That's true, Ryan. Like, JR is a hell of a sport for.
He's a saint. That guy did whatever they wanted.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. He has the patience of a goddamn saint.
His very first wrestling WWE event, not pro wrestling in general, because he was with WCW, but after leaving WCW, his first event was fucking WrestleMania 9, and they made him dress up in a toga and gold sandals.
That was awful.
And he put up with it. That was the first day. He should have known from the first day they were going to be pulling shit out of his ass. He would have to kiss somebody's ass. There was a lot of ass play. It's just in general a lot of ass play in the 90s. That was a thing they were into.
He would be getting the shit kicked out of him by Austin to get some heat.
Oh my God! Yeah, he'd take a stunner. The guy was like 60, pushing 70, and he was taking stunners.
They burned him. Kane burned him.
Yeah.
Like,
I remember that. Why would you even put that in my brain?
But
I remember that.
Who else could have handled those Mick Foley and Dustin Rhodes interviews?
Oh, nobody else.
Especially the Mick Foley one,
Nobody
where
fucking
it
else
really
did.
delved into Foley's characters and shit.
Yeah, the cool thing was he took a very serious tone with he presented it as a serious subject rather than, well, we're here and we're in wrestling and it's 8:05 on the dial, and he didn't overdo it. He took it.
Listen, 8:05 after that, we got Mick Foley here, and he's here to tell us about his childhood.
On Froggy 104, you know what I mean? It's like, no.
Good morning this morning.
Next on Weenie in the Butt.
Weenie in the butt.
Weenie in the butt.
Weenie in the butt. Oi, anything else we want to touch on this evening while we're here? What is it? When is Survivor Series? I don't even know. Is it this weekend? Is it next weekend?
2 weeks.
Sunday.
2 weeks. Okay. I got time.
We got time. We got another week to talk about it.
The 19th, I think.
Another week
Next
to
week we'll go
speculate.
over our picks and
20th.
we'll figure all that mess out.
19th is
Like we're gonna be able to pick who goes over in some of those fucking matches, dude.
Well, listen, we're gonna have to give our best efforts.
Oh,
what
yeah.
makes it fun though.
Yeah, definitely. No, I mean, just it'll be interesting because we have this Goldberg Lesnar situation.
And the NXT match that's gonna be added is gonna be fun.
Oh, okay, yes. So any little additions that they add before the show?
I pulled an Eric and accidentally looked at a few things.
Oh, you read spoilers?
Yeah.
Oh, boo! I always read spoilers. I don't care.
I try not to.
I did it accidentally because I completely forgot they were overseas.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I realized that last night when they were overseas, and I was like, hey, I made it the whole day without reading the taping. Good job. And actually, I made it the whole day today, too. I didn't even look. Good for me. More important things going on, I suppose.
Yeah.
I did that. I looked at it while I was in line to vote.
There you go. I'm gonna have to go back and super glue this shit on the ceiling. I think I'm really concerned about the structural integrity of this motherfucker.
Well, the good news is you made it through the whole rest of the show and you're still alive.
It's here.
Congratulations.
We made it.
We made it.
And behind this is like my room, like my bed. Like I never show it because my bed's here. So like this is really convenient for me that I can divide my room up between the workspace and the do I say the play space, the recreation space? There's so much room for activities.
Space where the magic happens.
There you go. The magic.
Did we just become best friends?
Yep.
The line for Space Mountain starts there.
Woo! Oldest ride, longest line. Woo!
Ric Flair and Waka Flocka.
Yes, Flair Flame. Now, if anybody voted Flair Flame, I wish they would put that up on the, on the roll here. That would be great if they put in. They should have put in all the. They should have a thing like on the next day, all the best write-in votes. Like what the wittiest.
It's a shame they toss them out.
Like
Yep.
Hugh G. Erection?
Yeah, Hugh G. General Erection.
Major
Or my
guns.
my doctor outfit for Halloween, Howie Feltersnatch, gynecologist.
I saw that.
So hilarious.
Wow.
I
That
bet Giant
happened.
Meteor has a good percentage of writing.
And one of my friends went as Anita Waxon.
Oh, with Big Bush.
Yep.
Oh. All right. Well, before we start talking about Big Bushes,
Anyone final words?
yeah, Steve, how's the design of the website coming along?
Man, it's coming along great. We should be ready to roll in about a week or so.
Yes.
And Eric has gotten a little sneak peek. It looks better. It feels better. There's more to do. We have some finishing touches that are being applied. Once I have everything pretty much to completion, privately, you guys will get the demo link so you guys can see it before it launches. But it's fucking awesome. So I'm very excited. Yeah. So stay tuned. More info's coming.
Excellent.
It's going to be fire.
It's going to be fire. All right. It's going to be lit, baby. In the words of Kofi Kingston. Gotcha way. There we go. Yes. Always and forever keep it tight. Go to tagmeadate.com. Check it out because the new site's going to launch and you're going to like it. I don't know why I'm the rap video pose here.
Burnsing it up.
Yeah, we're just ready to go. I can't wait for the new website. So it's going to launch and it's going to be awesome. And you're going to want to sign up. And if you haven't signed up, once it launches, you're going to want to sign up. So you will sign up soon, whether or not you want to or not. No,
it will happen.
It will happen. Assimilate.
It will happen. You will have an account and you will not know why.
We're like the Borg. We just expand. No, but seriously, tag me a date. I'm looking forward to the updates. I can't wait to get the sneak peek and all that good stuff. But stay tuned to us, YouTube, 7 p.m. on Eastern Time. We just went through a time change. The shows are now an hour later, right? Or is it an hour earlier? I don't even know. Hour later?
Except for Arizona, who say fuck the farmers.
Right, except for Arizona. You guys are fine. That's really all you need to know for that. But you go to YouTube, put in Tag Me a Date with no spaces, Tag Me a Date, all one word, and you will see our Tag Me a Date channel. You can subscribe and see our archive of shows. You can also see our upcoming show, which, as I say, is broadcast every Tuesday on the 7 p.m. Eastern dial. And we will see you all next week.